Okay, so we did take a 1 week absence. We are back to Dorks on the Couch. I'm Bob. This is
Levi.
Levi. So we're back at it. We did miss a week due to,
Unfortunate events.
yes, I had a really rough work schedule and we just couldn't work it out. But we are back and we're going to talk about some football. How about that? So
Sounds good.
sounds good. So we will recap 2 weeks ago when we did have our last show. Grandma Helen joined us. We'll go over her picks, how she did, and how we've been doing the last couple of weeks. We did make picks, even though we didn't do a show last week, and we'll review that. And of course, we'll go through we'll start out with our fantasy. So in the last couple of weeks, I went 1-1. I'm at 6-5. I'm number 4 seed currently in our league. And this particular week, this last week, week 11, I got trashed. I lost by about 40 points. Really didn't have a lot of bright spots. JT, my one of my best players, if not my best, was on a bye. I did get I got little encouraging news from Nico. Nico did 20. He was in the top 5 of receivers. Tracy, I was pretty happy about picking him up, even though Singletary got all the touchdowns. He seemed to get most of the touches and got me like 16 points. And then my kicker, I picked up your Seahawk kicker, and he actually was one of the top scorers and got me 15. But not a lot of good stuff out there on that. So I went 1-1. I'm 6-5. And how you been doing, Levi?
I also went 1-1, sadly, so your undefeated king is not here no more.
But 10-1, right?
Yep, I'm double digits.
That's right. And when I looked at our league, you're 10-1. In second place is 4 of us at 6-5. We have a 14-game season, so the worst you can finish is 10-4. The best one of us can finish is 9-5. So congratulations, you have just locked in the number 1 seed with 3 weeks to go. So
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, not a lot of people do that. I mean, I know it's me, but I've had a crazy, crazy year.
yeah, and you Monday, I think rightfully so. You did win this week. It was deserving because if you would have not won, you would have scored the second highest points in our league, but had matched up against the person that scored the most. But you did eke out a win. You got a little tight
That
last
was
night.
close.
But why don't you tell us a little bit about that going into last night? What you were ahead by 40?
Well, they were watching a Hallmark movie, so they
Got to
didn't,
keep the wife happy, okay?
and I didn't originally have the game on until like the third quarter with like or the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left, and I was up only by like 9 at that point. And he has 3 players going. He has kicker CeeDee Lamb and Brock Bowers, 2 top tier picks. Those are like 2 first round picks, first and second round picks. And I was up only by like 40 going into tonight, and he had a good first half.
30 points in the first half. So between those 3 players.
And CeeDee Lamb dropped a wide open touchdown, and that's what gave me the win.
Yep, and thank you, CD, for that. And too bad he wouldn't have. I mean, the team. Too bad they didn't lose as well. But
Apparently, the CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were hungover. They were at the casino that morning.
well, and they ended up a little bit in detention. They had to sit for the first series. So maybe that first series would have made a difference. But you did hang on by 4. So congratulations, very good win. And now we move on to week 12. So tell me a little bit about who scored for you? I mean, come on, you got to talk about your main man, right?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen with 6 touchdowns through 2 picks. Who cares? 6 touchdowns will offset that pretty much.
People think I'm crazy for drafting him so high, but I love that man.
50 points, and he's actually one of the leading rushers in touchdowns. I think he has 10. JT, of course, is the leader with 18 touchdowns this year rushing. But Josh Allen is no slouch
And
at 10
he
touchdowns.
set the world record. He beat Cam Newton.
Exactly. So he now has the most rushing touchdowns of any quarterback. So good job. Let's jump into some performers. How our the fantasy players did this week. What did you want to do? You want to do?
I did quarterbacks and running backs.
Okay,
Got the backs.
Okay, so you got the backs. Go ahead and start us out with the number 1 position, the QB.
So some underperformers. We have Mr. Paint His Fingernails Caleb Williams at 10 points, and he was 9 under. J.J. McCarthy, 8 points, and he was 13 under. Lamar Jackson had 4 points, and he was 18 under. Sam Darnold had 4 points, and he was 14 under. And Justin Herbert, one of the best years this year, had 3 points, and he was 18 under.
Yeah, so there was some stinkers out there. Tua also I had down had about 7 points, which put him about 12 under, which kind of surprised me that he was expected that high. But I guess going against Washington on Sunday morning, they expected him to do about 20 points, but he was about 12 under projected. So okay. And I agree with you, Williams. Williams has been in those top five for a few weeks. Kind of came back to earth, down to about 9 points last week. So, all right, who was our top performers in the QBs?
Even though this guy gets sacked probably 2 out of 3 plays on the drive, Justin Fields with 22 points and used 6 over projections. Welcome back, Brock Purdy, 25 points, 5 over. This guy set the world record with 47 completions in one game, 27 points, 7 over projections, Jacoby Brissett. And then Dak Prescott last night had 33 points and he was 11 over. And, am I saying this right? Bryce Young, 39 points. He got injured like 3 times and he still came back and won that game. 23 over.
That was a really good game.
And Josh Allen, 11 over. Bryce Young, 50 points, 26 over projections.
Okay. So that's pretty much what I had. Any quarterbacks you like this week, I kind of looked at. I think Lamar Jackson's going to bounce back. He had a really terrible week this week. We talked about that. They're playing against the Giants. I do like Goff against the Giants. They're playing against the Jets. Excuse me, Lamar Jackson. I like Goff against the Giants at home. And I like Darnold to bounce back against at Tennessee.
I think Darnold will be throwing the ball probably like 35 plus times. I think the coaching staff really just wants him to throw the ball and get more comfortable.
Yeah, so I look for him to bounce back this week. Little rough, Seattle, 4 turnovers and still in the game and had a chance.
Still, yeah.
They needed about 10 more yards on that last drive. So, okay, you want me to jump into receivers? Or you want to go right into your backs?
You can go to the receivers.
Okay, so receivers, we'll go with the ones that struggled last week. Jamar Chase, although he did get kicked out, he had no spitting allowed. He did get kicked out. He had 4.5 points. And I couldn't see where he was projected, but I'm sure he was projected around
18, 19.
Yeah, so about 15 below.
Bum.
Yeah, so now he is suspended for a game. So those of you that have him, obviously you're going to have to sit him this week. McConkey, not a very good week for Chargers at all. I think they put up, 3 or 6 points against the Jaguars.
6.
Jaguars really stuck it to him, and he had about 2.8 points, and he was 10 under projected. Devontae Smith, those Eagles receivers, I am so glad I didn't draft them because you don't know what you're going to get with them. More times than not, they're on the struggled list, and he only had 1.3, 11 under projected.
Ooh.
Ricky Pearsall, the guy that I had sitting on my IR for 8 weeks, he came back.
Ooh, he got a catch.
1 catch for no yards.
But wait, there's more.
He had a 0.5 point, and then Shakir.
Yeah.
Shakir had 0.2. So how in the hell did he get 0.2? He must have caught one for minus 3 yards. So, and he was about 10 under projected as well. So
that's my guy. That is my guy. I love that guy.
To play him. So save him for the playoffs. Don't you wish now that you clinched that you could just sit these guys and they don't play?
Don't play in the NFL, guys. You can save for my fantasy team.
You can't go anywhere other than, I guess, if you want to go 13-1. Okay, so let's look at some top performers on the receivers. Watson of Green Bay, he actually was number 5 scorer. He had 18.6. I didn't have their projected. I'm sorry. I don't know what he probably did about 6.
He was projected at 8.
So about 10 over. Nico had 19.7. I believe he was projected around 12, so he got about 7 over. Pickens last night, 26.9.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank goodness they didn't go to Lamb, right? And he, I believe, was probably about 18 over. Or no, not 18, but
I would go
I'd say
he'd probably projected 11 or something.
Yeah, so about 15 over. Wilson out of nowhere from, Arizona doesn't have anyone to throw to. They're always behind. And
he probably caught that ball like 20 times.
Yeah, and Brissett threw for 185 times. And he ended up with 28 points. So he's really, him and McBride are really the only targets he has out there. Dorks once in a while. So 28 points. I'm thinking that's about 20 over what he was projected. And your man, Tyrone McMillan, he was projected
Tetaroa
around.
McMillan.
Tyrone, I'm sorry. I mean,
Tetaroa.
Tetaroa.
Hawaiian boy.
Well,
My goat.
yeah, you ain't a lying Hawaiian because he went 31 points, top scoring receiver. I would say probably about 19 over projected. He was probably projected
He's
around
projected
12.
13.
Yeah, so very good week for those guys, and it's good to have your players on that list, isn't it?
Oh, players on the wrong side of the list, though. Chase and Shakir.
Yeah, that's true. So, but you still got your win. So, I do like T. Higgins, since your boy Jamar likes to spit on people, and he's really about the only target they have to throw to, and he's been really stepping it up. I like Amon St. Brown against the Giants. I think the Lions are going to come back and roar. They're playing at home against the Giants.
I don't know if you had him on your list over there, but he was dropping balls like crazy, and he had 12 targets, and he only had 2 catches, and he only had 5 points last night.
Yeah, and he is a professional.
Or Sunday night.
I think the guy will really, that's very uncharacteristic for him. So I expect him to bounce back. And I like JSN, your guy for Seattle against Tennessee.
200 yards ahead.
He's already got 1,100 yards, a little over 1,100 yards. Maybe he's going to push that 2,000. Who knows? But I expect him to have a good week at Tennessee. So, all right, you're next, right?
Yep.
You got running backs.
Also, that Eagles-Lions game was very, very, very tragic.
Very boring. A lot of, the Monday, it started on Thursday night with the 7-10 game was that Thursday or was that?
No, that was the Thursday night game was at least at some points. It was like 26-14.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking.
But last week it was 7-10 on Thursday night. Then Monday night was also 7-10. I think Sunday night was like 13-6 or something.
So no points in prime time, I guess. But we'll see what happens this weekend. All right.
Some running back underperformers. We have Brees Hall. He had 7 points and he was 6 under. We have Mr. Ashton Genty. He ran the ball 6 times for 7 yards, 6-7, and he was 11 under, but he got 6 points due to the receiving yards. Woody Marks had 5 points and he was 5 under. David Montgomery had 4 points and he was 5 under. Ja'Cory Krosky, Bill Trashcan, had 3 points. He was 4 under. He's not going to be the running back one no more.
No, there's Rodriguez.
And the guy that beat me last week, man, I wish I had him this week. Vito had 2 points and he was 11 under. He's the one who beat me last week, and wish I got him this week.
Yeah, like I said, the Chargers really struggled. There was really nothing good offensively, right down to Dicker, the kicker. He didn't have a very good week either. Okay, so who performed well on those running backs?
Let me just say, because there's not a lot of running back twos on here, but there was some weird running back play this week. It was weird.
We said, they had the tight end weekend or tight end day. We felt like it was
running back two
backup running back weekend. They put a lot of scores on.
It was weird because Etienne's having a good year, and then they put that Tootin in for the whole game. Like, what? That's kind of confusing. But Derrick Henry, 21 points, and he has 6 over projected. Kenneth Gainwell, here's our first backup, had 26 points, and he was 20 over. Travion Henderson, I played against him. He was at 29 points, and he was 12 over. Bijan is back. He's back, and he had 30 points. He was 13 over. And CMC has his main man, Brock Purdy. He had 32 points, and he was 13 over. Can you guess who the number one is? Because I wouldn't be able to if you told me who this guy was. But if you remember, week 7 last year, he had like 44 points. Sean Tucker, 35 points, and he was 31 over. But sadly, he will not get no more playing time because I think Bucky Irving is back.
Yeah, and he had a heck of a game. I think he had 3 touchdowns.
Every time they flipped to the game, he was going on a wheel route, and he just threw it, and he got a touchdown.
And, Trayvon Henderson, there was really – it was iffy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He had some fumble-rooski problems. And didn't he have the fumble?
It was Ramon J. Stevenson.
Okay, but he just was really not performing. I'm kind of noticing with these rookies, it takes them a little bit to get into the groove, So,
well, Genty is one of the most overrated rookies we've had.
That's true. And But I expect Henderson to have another good week. He plays at Cincinnati. I like your guy Walker. He actually looked pretty good last week.
He
I do
did.
like him against Tennessee, and I like Henry against the Jets. I think he'll do well against New York Jets. So, all right, very good. Let's move on to some tight ends, the most exciting position on the field, right?
I love tight ends.
Yeah, because you drafted a good one.
He
Okay,
didn't play
let's
this week though.
kind of had a hard time finding the strugglers, but Goddard, who was one that I had, he only got 3.4 points, and he was about 4.5 under projected. Kyle Pitts, he's kind of one of those hit and miss guys. He had about 2.4, and he was 5 under. And Njoku, another one that I thought once. Oh no, he plays for the Browns, right?
He plays for the Browns, yeah.
Yeah, and with I thought they should get Flacco because Flacco and Njoku would be going good, but he only had 1.2 and he was 6 under. So some top performers. Your guy Barner from the Seahawks out of nowhere. He got 12 points, 7 over projected. Andrews got a touchdown, so he did well, 14.2, 7 over projected. Kelsey, 19.6.
I'm Taylor Swift and I love Travis Kelce.
And he was 11 over projected. Kittle, 21.7, 11 over projected. And McBride keeps rolling along.
Here's your big two. They're in there.
Yeah, 24.5 and 9 over projected. This kind of almost looks like a list from 2 years ago or so. McBride, Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, and then Barner breaks in and he crashes the party. So,
am I invited, guys?
So a lot of the old classics like Kelsey and Kittle and Andrews were on that list. So I do like your guy Warren at Kansas City. I think I do like both tight ends in that one. I think Kelsey, right now Chiefs, their backs against the wall. What are they, 5-5? And they're going to need to get a win. They got a tough game. The Colts, I'm not giving it to them, but I think they're going to have to get some points. They're going to have to score some points.
Imagine a postseason without the Chiefs. That would be freaking cool.
And then I like my guy that I picked up. I'm hoping I put in for him, Andrews against the Jets. So,
I mean, I guess you could pick him up, but he's really, really, really TD dependent.
Well, I had Laporta. I had to put on the IR out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he's out 4 weeks, possibly for even longer. So he may just end up on my IR till the end of the week. And the other gentleman, which I was very glad to pick up, Gadsden, who did about 6 points this week, wasn't terrible. They have a bye this week, so I had to pick up somebody. I didn't want to go with Pitts. Pitts was the other one.
3 tight ends. That's cool.
Yeah, so Pitts is the other. Well, one's on IR. Pitts was my other kind of option. He's too sporadic. Not as. I think Andrews with Jackson, and there will be a little more.
I was having a drop fest yesterday. I was just dropping players left and right.
All right, I'll just top defenses this week. Cleveland, I mean, my goodness, they look like a Super Bowl defense, but too bad their offense looks like a 1-16 offense. 23 points. Pittsburgh had 22. They were second. The Jags had 15. The Cowboys last night, we're doing this Tuesday, had 14. And then Houston, Baltimore, and Denver all had 12. So they all tied for 5th. So, and then I do like Seattle at Tennessee this week.
Are you becoming a Seattle fan? I'm loving it.
Well,
Seattle here. Wow.
Well, I like their defense.
We look freaking awesome.
I like Seattle at Tennessee. I like Cleveland at Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is kind of a mess right now. And I do like the Lions against the Giants. I really think the Lions will roar back this week. So, kickers, Lutz was number 1 with 18 points. Santos had 16. Myers, the gentleman I have for the Seahawks, had 15. And then Pinero had 14. And we had 3 of them at 12, Wright, Loop, and Gonzalez.
He was before. I'm not saying that this is bad, but before the Seattle game even happened, he was like, "Man, I should have picked up McPherson." I was like, "Hold on, our guy didn't even play yet." And he was like, "You're right, he's up there."
Yep, and I like McPherson too, but I think Myers, obviously, I'm going to stay with him. He's ride the hot hand, right?
It's either he'll get you like 10 points from touchdowns, or they'll have their field goal game.
Okay, so the waiver wire, if you want to take a chance on Tucker, I mean, Bucky Irving comes back, he may not be
Tucker?
100% if he
Oh,
does.
I thought you were talking about Trey Tucker from the Raiders.
No, I'm talking Tucker from the Tampa Bay, the running back. We also, with the injury to Josh Jacobs, you got Wilson out there for the Packers, and then I got Andrews down here because he's out
Wilson?
there. Isn't that his name? The running back up for the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to get most of the touches, if not all, for the Packers. So those are some ones. If you have anyone out there, again, our waiver wire is pretty tapped out. Anyone that gets hot.
We have good running backs out there.
Yeah, we have
There's going to be a lot of pickups, though.
Who else did you see out there that you like?
I like Singletary.
Oh, yeah, Singletary. Yeah, you did
And
well.
I tried. I don't know. I'm not going to say it, but.
Well, Singletary, you want to talk about touchdown dependent. Tracy outgained him probably 3-1. Had more touches, but he got the touchdowns, which was kind of surprising to me.
I do like Singletary, though, but I think they split carries. I don't think Tracy out carried him 20-5.
But look at the rushing totals. You'll see that he had quite a bit more.
Defend your guy. Hold on.
Just look at the numbers.
16 for 44 for Singletary.
So less than 3 yards a carry.
And Tracy was 19 for 88. So, I mean.
Yeah, so I feel like he's kind of, they're both sharing time, obviously. But I think there is some value to both of them at this point. So, okay, against the spread, I'll talk a little bit about that. The last 2 weeks, I've been 2-2. I'm just right on the middle of the line. Last week, I did pick Seattle. They were getting 3.5 against Rams. I figured they would lose the game, but it was close.
They did cover.
They did cover. They lost by 1, I believe, right?
They lost by 2.
And then Pittsburgh, I got that right. They were 6-point favorites. And then I went with the old dogs. We went with Kansas City. They lost, obviously. They were actually favorites, I believe, in that game against the Broncos. And then Detroit. I figured they would.
I thought
look
they would
a lot
just
better than they did. I think they
womp on them.
Yeah, they were getting 4.5 points.
I heard that Dan Campbell took over the offense and it looked terrible.
Yeah, they can't play Washington every week, So anyway, so this week, so that puts me at 19-25, pretty far under the Mendoza line, but never giving up. I'm telling you. So I do like Cincinnati getting 8.5 against New England. I think New England will win this game, but I'm thinking maybe a touchdown, maybe a little less. I think Joe Flacco is going to make a little noise there. I like the Niners to cover the 7 against Carolina on Monday night. Niners are really rolling. I'm starting to buy into them a little bit.
I don't know. The Panthers aren't no slumps either.
Yeah, I know, but I'm buying into them. Kittle, they're healthy. Kittle, Juwan Jennings, Pearsall, C-Mac. I think I like the Niners to cover the 7. I do like the Browns. They're actually favored at the Las Vegas.
I can't wait for that game. How much are the tickets?
Actually, they are the underdogs. I'm sorry, against Las Vegas, 3 points. I think the Browns win this game outright. I mean, I think that they're going to dominate Las Vegas, and they'll get just enough points to win this game. And I like the Jags. They're -2.5, so they're actually favored, but less than a field goal at Arizona.
I like that
Arizona is kind of a mess right now. I think the Jags are starting to roll. I did pick them to win that division. And if it wasn't for one Daniel Jones, they would be winning that division right now. But that division has gotten closer. I mean, you got the Colts up front. I get that 8-2, but there's the Jags at 6-4, and now the Texans. They're making a little noise too. They're at 500, 5-5. So that division is still as hot as.
Is Stroud out for the season or no?
He's out this week again for the concussion, but they expect him back after. I think they have a bye the next week. They expect him back in week 13. I'm sorry.
No, they don't. They've already had their bye.
Yeah, they had their bye, but they expect him back in week 13. But Mills is. I've been getting more points from Nico Collins with Mills than I did with Stroud. So Texans are, don't count them out. But at one point it looked like the Colts were going to run away and hide in that division, but it's still relatively close. So
it's weird how this league works. Because the Texans will come back and beat the Jags, and then the Jags next week will go smoke the Chargers. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah, and you know, when you get through the whole season, it seems like the cream does kind of come to the top. I mean, like we see it in the tight ends this week: McBride, Kittle. You know, the names that you expect to be in there all of a sudden start surfacing. You get a Barner in there once in a while, you know, but it seems like the cream starts coming to the top. All right, let's look into some predictions. I will
Bills.
just go over. I'm sorry, but you were 8-6 the week before last,
Yep.
and then you went 10-5.
Yep.
I went 9-5 and 9-6. So we basically were even for the 2 weeks. Okay.
Cleared.
And Grandma Helen, I know you're all dying, and if you didn't get a chance, it's our week 10 broadcast.
Broadcast.
I call it broadcast. He says podcast. I don't know. But a lot of fun with Grandma Helen. You got to meet her, 88-year-old lady. We're going to hopefully have her on our show, but she went 7-7. So, I mean, not too bad, you know, half and half. But when I look at our overall, you got 107 wins against 56 losses, and I'm at 99 against 64 losses. So basically, you have an 8-game lead, but we still have a long ways to go. We got 7 weeks to go, lots of games. So let's jump in it and start with some little Thursday night football. A very exciting matchup here.
Bills at the Texans.
Actually, this might be a pretty good game. Bills at the Texans. What do you got?
I got Josh Allen, the Bills.
You got the Bills, and I do. I have the Bills as well. So next one I have on my list is the Colts at the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I think the Colts will keep it close, but I do like the Chiefs. They are in panic mode. So
give me the Colts.
you want the Colts? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then now we got the or no, you go ahead.
I got the Steelers at the Bears.
Steelers at the Bears. So who are you picking?
Oh, I'll go first. And this is one of the toughest games to pick, in my opinion, because both of these teams are like, what are you going to get? But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is playing. I don't know. So I'm going to go with Chicago.
I'm going with the Bears, too. I think they're going to win this one at home. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I like the Bears. So, okay, so now let's jump into the Seahawks at the Titans. No surprise here. I'm going with Seahawks. I believe they'll cover that or win that. They're favored by 13.5. I don't know if they'll win by that, but I believe they'll win handily.
That's a lot of points, but I think we'll score 35 in the first half. I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, what do you got next?
I got the Patriots at the Bengals.
All right.
And I have the Patriots.
I also have the Patriots in that game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals give them a little bit of a go, though, on that one. So, how about the Vikings at the Packers? I'm going with Packers.
Another hard one because I do want to go with the Vikings, but J.J. McCarthy is like, yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to go with Green Bay here.
Okay. What's next?
I have the Giants at the Lions, and I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions on this one for Bird Dog.
For Bird Dog, and it's easy for you to say Detroit Lions. I'm going with them as well. So, how about some Jets at the Ravens? Another fun 13-point favored game. I like the Ravens.
I do too. Hopefully they don't look like trash again, because that was like turnover after turnover after turnover. Hey, let's show that Browns versus Ravens game. What happened? Oh, a sack and a fumble? Oh, cool. Next game, I have the Browns at the Raiders.
Okay, what do you got?
I have... Ooh, this is a hard one, because these tickets are probably like $30. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
I'm going Browns. I think the Browns are going to win this game. It's
their defense. Their
did think about
defense is
this.
good.
I think they will hold them out, but you know, the Raiders got to win, or you know, Pete Carroll will be going down the road. Okay, so I've got the Jaguars beating the Cardinals. What do you got?
I do too.
Okay, what's next?
Eagles at the Boys.
And who do you like?
This is a hard one because I feel like the Cowboys are turning around their season, and the Eagles really are struggling with their points recently, like 13, 10. But I think Philly does get a win here.
I like the Eagles as well. I think it will be close, like you said. So, okay. How about the Falcons at the Saints? I'm going with some Saints here. This was my hardest game.
I don't know.
Because the Falcons are really Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know what you're going to get with them.
their 3 wins are probably like the hardest teams in the league, and then they're losing to the Panthers.
That's why I'm thinking the Saints might get
But the
this one.
Panthers are not no pushover. I'm going to go with the Falcons, though.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
they don't have Drake London, but I'm still going to go with them.
All right. Let's get to Sunday night football.
Game of the week.
All right. What do you got?
Bucks at the Rams. This is a fun one. I'm hoping for a Bucks win. Will that happen? Yes, it will.
You're going with the Bucks. I don't think so. I'm going with the Rams. The Rams are really firing. The Rams are set. I mean, they got
We need
Nakua.
them to lose.
They got Devontae Adams leads the league in touchdowns at 10.
1,000th reception was a touchdown.
Like he did, 3 years ago he's played. So I do like the Rams there. And then let's finish this thing off with some Monday Night Football. Another good game, I believe. Panthers at the 49ers. I'd have them in my picks on against the spread. I'm going with the Niners, and I believe they'll win this game by 10 or more.
I disagree. I think Carolina wins this game.
All right. So our differences are Carolina. You took the Bucks.
I took the Falcons.
And then
I took the Raiders.
I took the Browns.
And I took the Colts.
And I took the Chiefs. And that's it, I think.
That's it. Yep, we agree on everything else.
Okay. So actually, quite a few differences.
I would like to talk about the bye weeks this week. We have the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Chargers, and Jamar Chase.
That's right. Okay, so now let's get to our final segment, the big power rankings. We haven't done this for a couple weeks, but you want to start them off? You can go from any way you want.
At 12, I have the Bears, and 11, I have the Bucks. Do you have anything outside?
A couple other ones I have that are on the outside looking in. I do have the Bucks. I have the Chargers. I have the Ravens and the Packers looking in. The Ravens are going to be 8-5 before you know it.
So coming in at number 10, I have the Green Bay Packers. Coming in at number 9, I have the 49ers. Coming in at number 8, I have the Lions. Coming in at number 7, I have the Broncos. And at number 6, I have the Bills.
Okay, we're pretty close there. I got the Bears at 10. And then I got the Lions at 9. I'm sorry, they're 3 down. I got the 49ers in 8th. They're new to my list. I got the Bills still in 7th. And then I have Denver in 6th. They're up 3 spots from 9.
So my number 5 is the Seahawks.
My number 5 is the Patriots.
Well, my number 4 is the Patriots.
My number 4 is the Seahawks.
And my number 3 is the Eagles.
My number 3 is the Colts.
My number 2 is the Colts.
My number 2 is the Eagles.
My number 1 is the Rams.
And my number 1 is the Rams.
So just our top 5 is just flip.
They're kind of almost the whole 10. We're a little flippy. So we're kind of getting on the same page here. We're coming down. We're about 2/3 the way through the season. So it'll be interesting how this. I'm very excited now. We're getting up. This is the week.
This is the witching hour for the whole NFL season.
We're getting there. You're right. Once you hit Thanksgiving, then it's downhill.
The Thanksgiving games are going to be fun, but I don't know who plays. I think the
Cowboys play the Chiefs. The Packers play the Lions, and then on Sunday night it's the Bengals and the Steelers.
Well,
the Ravens. The Ravens and the Bengals.
You'll get to see us before then. How's that?
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, only a week away.
And then there's a game Friday, but I didn't look that one up. So they usually have one Friday night too. So a lot of exciting stuff. We're excited to have football this weekend. Again, going into Thanksgiving, turkey, football. What else do you want? Okay, a few beers.
Gobble gobble.
You can have a few sodas on. Okay. But
we'll talk about Thanksgiving funness next week.
That's right.
I don't know who our guest will be. Well, maybe Sean may come over for Tuesday, Wednesday, go home. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a guest. I don't know.
Well, maybe I think we should do this thing on Wednesday night, right before Thanksgiving, if we can get Sean over, because I'll be off work.
I don't know if he can come over the night before Thanksgiving.
See, that's how our show is. We have to ask their mommy for permission to come on the show.
That's how important we are, and that's how rated R we are.
Yeah,
it's very scary.
So, but you guys enjoy what we're doing here. We sure enjoy bringing it to you. We thank you for taking some time to check it out, and please hit like and subscribe.
Once we get to the off season, we still will keep you company. We will not be going away.
Oh, there's all kinds of good stuff to talk about.
Maybe
golf and tennis and all the stuff you love.
NBA.
Yeah, we got some NBA going on. So So we love sports. We love it all. I do. Yeah, you're kind of more a basketball, football guy, but I enjoy a good round of golf. I enjoy a good final. I do like
I
the
will say tennis is kind of enjoyable.
yeah, and the majors. I really get into
Only
the
when
majors.
Alcaraz is
He likes Alcaraz, and with him and Sinner, that's quite a
in.
young
That's
duel.
our new duel.
Yeah, just like Federer and
Djokovic.
yeah, and then Nadal come in the picture. So fun times. I do like to watch that as well. So that's all we got. Thank you for joining us. You want to add anything, Levi?
Go Hawks.
Go Commanders, I guess. All right. Yeah,
Who are
I
they
still
even
have
playing?
Jade. Look, he's still here.
Who are they playing?
Nobody. They're on a bye. We can't lose, man.
Oh,
we can't
wait.
lose.
Is there 6 teams on a bye?
No, I think there's 4. You only said 3, and then you said Jamar Chase.
No, I said
Dolphins,
Broncos, Chargers, Falcons. That's 4, so it has to be 6.
So Washington's on
Commanders.
bye, and then I don't know who the other one is.
If you can tell us, let us know down below. I don't know.
What team did we mention? I don't remember either. So, but anyway, so that's the end of our show. Thank you again. Join us next week for week 13. You guys have a fun NFL week. Bye.